Hello folks, Mike here, Dezaras Prime, back with another Dark Saviour video log. Yes, it's been a while. I ended Season 2 last year, and this is the conflict video log for the season finale. I left it this long because I wanted to put some space between Season 2 and Season 3's launch in terms of video log. I didn't want to put the conflict one out straight away, and then there'd be a long period with nothing. And there has been a long period with nothing but this. It kind of wraps up the Season 2 video log, but it kind of sets the stage for Season 3, which is coming soon. Made a lot of progress. Crossplay on live now, so I can do a lot more with the three systems I have. But going back to the Season 2 finale, it went a hell of a lot better than I thought it would, because I was concerned. I did mention that there were some concerns that I had in Season 2 with some things, one being Cougarman, which has gone down better than I thought it would. Episode 2, where we see Dezaras investigating Revelation and Mystery. Flowgirl goes off with Terrania, there's Dezaras not really doing much, but that went okay. And the season finale, Conflict, which is mainly PvP, Dezaras versus Stunshot. And there are problems with that fight. There's, in the initial stages, I think if you watch the fight all the way through, you'll realise that as I was doing it, I was learning and whatnot. The fight started off because the screen would go red, and there's no way of avoiding the red screen when your health's low. There's no way of avoiding the knocked out thing across the screen even when you turn the UI off. So it was a case of, first part of the fight, there was a bit of that. Second part and the final part of the fight, there wasn't any of that, because what I did was, once the screen started going red when I was doing the fight, once the health starts dropping, the screen went red, would stop. Wait till the health recharged, then carry on. It also helps because once you get knocked out, you have to put yourself back into the PvP phase, you have to go back to where it was. It was stopped. It not only eliminated the red screen issue, but it also kept the player in the area in the PvP phase. So it was better that way, and I think the fight went a lot better towards the end. And it turned out pretty well, and I was quite pleased with what happened there. Giving Burn Unit a bigger role in that episode. Well, I say a bigger role. He had more to do, and I brought him more on board with the team before Dezaras fucked off. But I brought him into the base, and he was with Dad, and he was interacting with other characters. It wasn't just Dezaras and Burn, it was Burn and Dad for a bit as well, and we'll see Burn Unit interacting more with other characters in Season 3. The whole hospital thing was, I had to do it on the roof, on one of the upper levels, because down in Met Gen you've got Dezaras down there, you've got him, LexCorp fighting meta patients and all that stuff. I didn't really want it to be a sim in an area where we risked getting attacked, so I had to choose my areas carefully when I did the meta wing part. Originally, when I had the idea for the episode, I was going to have Betty transferred to the JRA Metro phase because there's all the medical facility in the front, but I realised when you lie someone down in the bed, they're about that far off the bed. They don't come into contact with the bed. So that's why when Terrania got knocked out in episode 2, she was upstairs on a normal bed, not a medical bed. Just, it looks okay as long as someone isn't lying down on it. So there was a bit of chopping and changing there. The thing that I think sold it for most people at the end sequence was the music. And when I first heard that piece of music, I knew straight away it was perfect for that final scene. And the scene was always going to be Dezaras walking through the streets, and then he goes to his home and he gets the armory, and then he goes to Stunshot. I just feel like music made that scene. I could have continued with the Arkham score, but I don't think it would have been as impactful. Mike actually watched it before it went live, and he actually applauded at the end of the episode, and that felt great and a little embarrassing. Mike voices Stun Shock and CSI Couple, and general feedback has been really good regarding the episode, from like the applause and people calling it mind blowing and best one yet and not bad. And it was, for one of the episodes that I was more apprehensive about, it's turned out to be one of the more successful ones, I think. And I think that's great. We saw Flow Girl there at the end, Terania in her only shot as well. It was mainly, I didn't want to oversaturate with cast. I wanted to keep it basic, keep it Des and Dad, a little bit of Burn Unit, you see Terania and Flow Girl at the end. But the main thing was Dezaras and Stun Shock. And the conflict title stems from multiple sources. You've got burn units in a conflict as well. I mean, the main conflict is Dezaras versus Stun Shock, but then you've got burn units in a conflict, and how Dezaras tries to help him with that, and you'll see more of that coming soon. And then also you've got the conflict between Dezaras and Dad. Now, Dezaras knew he was adopted. He knew from a very early age. But it's like he said, it was never an issue. Dad made it an issue when he decided to play that card and say, well, you don't get a say in this because you're not her blood. Bit of a dick move, wasn't it? You see a different side to Dad than that. And you see a different side to Dezaras as well. Dezaras just basically tells him to fuck off, and off he goes. And he hooks up with Stun Shock at the end. Now, the guy that created Burn Unit, Mike Alger, on the US, I'm going to say PS then, well, it's just US server now, isn't it? He actually thought Dezaras had gone rogue. That was what he put. I just want to say, Dezaras hasn't gone rogue. He's trying to help Stun Shock. He feels lost because his dad's just played that card. And he feels lost and alone, so he's gone to Stun Shock, and he hasn't gone there to fight. He knows Stun Shock's going through an issue with his wife and child being murdered, and Dezaras wants to help him. Dezaras he needed someone to trust at that point, and I think he needed someone around to stop him going too far, probably. I don't know how far Dezaras would go, but without his family, it's an interesting thing to play off, and it's not something I've really dealt with, but I may get to that point down the line. And so he hooks up with Stun Shock, and I think in Dezaras' mind the best way to stop himself going off the deep end, going off the rails, is to focus his attention into preventing Stun Shock from doing that, because Stun Shock's already been there, and he wants to bring Stun Shock back from that. And maybe he can keep himself in check by trying to keep Stun Shock in check. That's my theory. And I wrote the fucking thing, so my theory stands, doesn't it? Yeah, I think, there's nothing about going rogue or anything like that. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing that episode. And Betty has a new voice actress now. It's not me anymore, which I'm glad about. And it brings the whole thing more in line. Because, I mean, I never treat the series as a parody. But I had to voice Betty in season 1 because there was no other option. And at the time. But I still tried to not play it as a parody, but if I kept doing it, it would have just seemed more and more and more out of place. A couple of episodes is fine. A small role in a couple of episodes. But considering where Betty's going, I needed to get someone in proper to do the job. And so, thank you, Marion, for stepping in and doing that. She does a great job. I've heard some of her work for other episodes I've got in the future, and she does a great job in them as well. So, the series is in a good place right now. There is coming up soon the Search for the Saviour. It's a 3-part mini-series that focuses on Terrania looking for Dezaras, and then Burn Unit looking for Dezaras, and then Flow Girl looking for Dezaras. They're all a bit different. They're all similar. I'd say Flow Girls is the most different, and they're coming very soon. There will be Dezaras in those, and it's not like I'm building towards a big team up sort of like a Defenders or an Avengers thing with this. Each one is self-contained. They search for Dezaras in their own way. That's coming soon. I've also got the Steel Saviour video log to do. Steel Saviour 2 will drop at the end of Season 3 of Dark Saviour, like first Steel Saviour did, and I will explain why that was left so late in the Steel Saviour video log. I'll also be doing a breakdown of the 2016 hype trailer that I did, because of a few things in there that may have confused some viewers. So I'm going to go into that and explain things in more detail. This year is going to be big in terms of my ideas. I'm not saying I'm going to set the world alight or anything, but what I've got coming is ambitious. It's fun as well. I've done some Cougar Man recording, I've done some Dark Saviour recording, I've got some Steel Saviour recording done, and got some of the voice work done for a lot of the stuff. I'm waiting on some other voice to come in for the Dark Saviour Season 3 launch, but one of the things about having a spin-off is that I have completed audio ready to go on the Cougar Man spin-off, so I can be working on that while I wait in the meantime. It's exciting for me to be able to do this and to really flesh out this universe, or this multiverse even, that I've started crafting, and it's starting to get bigger. Less of the instant stuff, probably more PvP. I need to find a way to differentiate that, because there will be more PvP with the original villains I've created as well, because I'm moving away from in-house villains to ones I've created myself. Well, there is someone tied to Stunshot. Cougar Man has his own rogues gallery, so it's going to be interesting to see how we play off with that. And yeah, stay tuned, because there's more stories, there's more characters coming in. I'm excited to be doing this, and with crossplay in the picture now, I've got more resources available to do stuff. I can do 3-man scenes. I've done a few, haven't I? But it's usually been on this, on my laptop, which has no recording functionality. DCUO's killed this laptop so many times. That's my theory. Ever since I stopped playing DCUO regularly on this laptop, I haven't had to have the hard drive replaced. I'm kind of merged with it. But yeah, it kind of wrecked too much strain on the laptop. But now I've got my PS4, I've got my PCs, so it should be a lot more fun. Taylor and Taylor as well, I might have the first one of them out this year. That wasn't in the hype trailer because I wasn't sure where I was going with it, but now I have a more clear vision of where I'm going with that. So you might see a bit of the whole Taylor and Taylor hard-boiled detective noir stuff that I've got planned. We'll see. But yeah, 2016. It's going to be fun. You shall see me next time.